Hello and welcome back to Happy Hour. We have a very special guest with us, one of the happiest and most caring people that I know. It's Becki Jennings from Jennings Insurance Group. Becki, so glad to have you here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit, because I've known you for quite a few years
yeah.
and have been involved even with your insurance company doing some different things.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are now and really your passion for helping people along their journey of insurance and things in life.
Well, I often say insurance is how we make a living, but we do so much more than just insurance. And so that's what causes me to be passionate about what we do, is because we really genuinely do care about our clients and the people that we serve and take care of. So I actually started in the insurance industry. I wrote my first policy in 2007. And so this will be my 17th open enrollment period or annual enrollment period this year. So kind of been in for a minute or two. And basically what happened was I didn't intend to go into the insurance industry. I had never even considered it. And I knew that I was about to become single and needed to figure out a career after being a stay-at-home mom for a number of years. And so I put the word out that I was looking and trying to figure some things out. And someone called me up and said, I know about this thing that I think you'd be really good at. I said, what's that? And he goes, well, I don't really know. I don't know what it is. It's just something about Medicare. That's what he said. Selling Medicare, something along those lines. So I said, well, okay, how do I find out about it? Call this guy in Texas. Called the guy in Texas. He told me about it. I said, how do I get to do that? He said, well, you have to have a license. I didn't know anything about it, right? So I very timidly walked into the Department of Insurance and said, how do I get my license? And that was back in the day when you actually had to study manuals. Mm-hmm. So they said, well, you got to study the manuals. So I studied the manuals, I passed the test, and found a large insurance carrier at that time. And that's where I got my training and went to work for them. I was in Boise, Idaho at the time, and I worked exclusively for them for about 3 years. Mm-hmm. I left that position and decided to go independent because my desire was really to be able to service my clients in an all-encompassing way. Mm-hmm. And be a little bit more less about writing for an insurance company and more about serving my clients. Yeah. And so I went independent, and a few months later I relocated back to Lake of the Ozarks in 2011, and that's when I opened the agency. And it's just been a continual growth ever since.
And from all of your clients, like I said, I've been involved with you put on some events for your clients, kind of a customer appreciation. Yes. And I hear everyone just talk about how great they've been treated by you and your staff. And how you guys really have that passion to just help them walk along this path of it. Sometimes it could be quite confusing, insurance and the Medicaid and the Medicare. Like, there's just so much stuff that's out there that's confusing to a lot of us. And you really help make it an easier step.
Well, insurance can be complicated. Mm-hmm. And you really, if you have someone guiding you through the process, it is actually very helpful. And we don't get it right with everyone all the time because it's a process. We're dealing with big insurance companies. Mm-hmm. We're dealing with the federal government. We're dealing with our clients. We have people who are ill or not feeling well. So there's a lot of things that go on to get the client experience to be a pleasant one. Yeah. And so, but we try very hard to do that. And we, it doesn't change our desire ever, because we really do want to make a positive impact on our clients. Mm-hmm. And that's our goal. Our other goal really is to give them the right to vote. And what I have found over the years is when people have the information, they can make a decision based specifically on what keeps them up at night, what gives them peace of mind. And that's what we try to do. A lot of times when you're sitting across the desk from somebody, they They want to pigeonhole you into what they think that you should do. Yeah. And we really try to take the approach of, you have the right to vote. You have the right to vote on what your health care coverage is. We also talk to people about how do we mitigate the risk of health care costs. And when you're talking about retirement, or you're talking about people who are on tight budgets, or whatever it happens to be, we all want to get the best coverage we can for the least amount of money. Mm-hmm. And so really, I don't know what you consider the best coverage for you. Do you consider the best coverage to have a high deductible and a low premium? Or is the best coverage to not have much in the way of copays and pay a really high premium? Yeah. I don't know that till we talk. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we try to do, is make sure that we really understand what's going to allow our clients to have peace of mind. And that's the direction that they're able to go when they visit with us.
It's an insurance group definitely looking out for you and your best interest. So now there's enrollment process that's going on right now. And how would someone get a hold of you, maybe to ask some questions and maybe have you and your team kind of help them through this process?
So every year there's the annual enrollment period for Medicare. There's also the open enrollment period for marketplace plans. And then there's also employers who have times where they want to maybe get their quotes for their new company policy for the next year. So all those are different times. This fall in the fall time is when we usually see the individual folks trying to figure out what plan they're going to be on next year. So they can call our office, they can find us on social media, they can email us. There are several ways that they can locate us. We're right in Osage Beach. They can walk in the door and just talk to our front desk and say, hey, I need to talk to somebody about their insurance. We talked today primarily about health insurance, but we do so much more than that, which we hopefully will get a chance to talk about that later. But right now, if you think that you want to discuss the plans for 2025, now's the time to get on the calendar for the fall. There are so many changes happening this year with Medicare due to legislation that passed, and that's now regulated. So now we're going to start seeing the ripple effect of that. And I will tell you, typically we'll see about 15 to 20% of Medicare beneficiaries shop their plans year after year. This year we're expecting it to be 70%. So once they get their annual notice of change in September, they're going to see that the changes that are happening, and they're going to really want to talk to someone. So I would say get in as quick as you can.
Knowledge. If you're looking for an insurance group that's just going to take care of you, it's Jennings Insurance Group. Thank you so much, Becki, for coming in. We definitely appreciate it, and look forward to learning definitely more about this in the coming episodes. We have more of Happy Hour coming up right after this.